Kobe. Young boy love this street shit, but I think that I'm Kobe. All right, listen. All right, cool. We're episode 24 of the No Cooldown podcast. Man, I'm that man Tripp. We are here back again. Another episode. We're here in No Cooldown, the space, the universe, our domain. Our expanded domain, if you will. And of course, I'm here with my podcast partner in crime, as always, When Easy, Mr. Ooh. I thought it was cool to get a little 5 win streak on multiverse, so you think you the shit now. What's going on, dog?
Nothing, man, nothing. I just like to point out that the crown is very heavy. I would like to relinquish it, but nobody's worthy of it yet. Nobody's
Oh God.
doesn't seem to fit anybody but me.
Listen, man, we gonna get that work in, man. We gonna have to, man. Don't make me use make sense. Don't make me figure out Finn fully, bro. We'll get to that in a second. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Everybody listening, shout out to all y'all coming through episode 24. At the top of the episode, you guys say make sure you guys rate this 5 stars on podcast platforms, audio platforms. You're watching it on YouTube version over on Wotaku channel. Make sure you drop a like, a comment. You know what I'm saying? Share it around. And again, just the backtrack on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Make sure you rate it 5 stars. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to go tell your auntie, go tell a friend that this is some good shit right here. Make sure you come tap in with the content. Without further ado, man, we got a couple things to get to this week, man. So you ready?
I was born ready.
All right, so let's do it, man. We only got one story on the warm up this week. Only got one because there's actually a good amount of topics to fill in for this week. So Disney Plus, like that live action remake of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, I forgot that it actually dropped, and like it did recently, and people are actually liking it, more than anticipated, especially because of all the cameos that are just laid in throughout the entire, project. And if you didn't catch it, Chip and Dale kind of pulled up at, I think it was at a convention scene. They pulled up on none other than Ugly Sonic, bro. Like the first version of Sonic that was, in the animated film, the one that came out recently and stuff, the first version.
Yeah.
The Ugly Sonic was there. He was just there signing people's shit and moving. I was like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Seeing that in the flesh actually animated is a wild thing, but it was basically that character embracing like his outcasting. Like he was signing autographs and he was like listing all of his C-list accomplishments. Like, oh, he was on Ugly Sonic, Uglier Crimes. He was doing like a buddy cop show. And I was like, this is hilarious, actually. I saw the clip earlier. I was like, yo, this is actually mad funny. I like the direction they took, but it was like full of cameos and different pieces. Like they had Sora's whole hairstyle, his whole hair chopped off in a bag. They had his keyblade in like an evidence bag. I don't know what was going on, but for the Ugly Sonic stuff, man, how do you feel about seeing him in an actual format? Like, you know what I'm saying, past that first trailer we got years ago.
I think it's really funny. They're really funny over there because I never expected to see that, and it kind of makes me want to check out the show. So obviously they're doing something right, because if I want to go watch a show that I had no interest in, they know what they're doing. So I think it was super, super funny. I wonder if this means that they're open to having like regular Sonic on like a Disney collab of some sorts. I don't want to hope too much, but I think it'd be pretty cool.
Nah, I agree, man. It was just funny, and you know what? That interested me so much. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna actually watch this movie. I'm gonna actually watch Chip and Dale joint, bro, because like it seems they took a different direction with it, and it seems like a little bit more like like referential jokes and a bit more up to speed. It seems like something I might enjoy. So you know what? I'm definitely gonna give it a shout off this. But yeah, seeing Ugly Sonic is nightmare fuel, bro. That's nightmare fuel. That joint is ugly than a motherfucker. Oh my goodness, like yo, I don't know what rounds of lawyers and stuff and legal battles you had to make that a possibility, but shout outs to everybody who did that. Shout outs to everybody who was a part of that, because that's a hilarious piece of nightmare fuel that will never leave. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on Disney Plus for scaring millions of kids around the world. So yeah, we appreciate you for that. Oh man. All right, man. That's all we got in the war, man. That's a quick one, man. Legs are already warm. It's cool. It's Friday. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about it, man. This first story, man. As of May the 19th, which is yesterday as of this recording, Player First Games' free-to-play fighter Multiverses has now opened their latest closed technical test, and the lads here at No Cooldown, me and Win, of course, got access, and we can actually talk about it. Now, of course, it has a cast of Warner Bros. Properties from near and far, fully voice-acted, a progression system, and more. But I just want to talk about how we feel about it so far, man. Just our first impressions out the gate, this new updated test. You know what I'm saying? What we're looking at, the character cast, the gameplay, the feel, potential. What's going on, Wayne? Talk to me.
So I am a big fan of it. I really enjoyed the time that I spent in it. We had a lot of fun yesterday. Playing. We played a bunch of games. I'm really happy with the way it's coming out. It's definitely like similar to Smash Bros, but different enough that it has its own like pocket. Um, like the variety of characters is really really good. Like the move sets and everything, and the cast is almost as iconic as the Smash Bros cast. I honestly like
Mm.
don't really have any complaints, to be honest.
Bro, like there, yeah, off out the gate, there's nothing really I can be crazy about. Like I know people, one of the main concerns people had was just like super nitpicky with just like the music. If they can make music, they can make some of the themes. Like I've heard Batman's theme or like motifs kind of in some of the music and the score or whatnot when like we're at his stage or what and stuff like that. But making that a bit more pronounced because we were talking about yesterday, like Smash has the volumes of all the music that are just like outstanding themes from everybody and general stages and the actual game itself. So maybe having a bit more pronounced music, maybe you can make some tweaks in the soundtrack before that actually has a full rollout. That could help out. But besides that, like the gameplay is really, really solid. Like it's much more technical than I thought it was gonna be. Off top of my head, looking at the stuff, I believe we did say this before. The bedrock for interplay between teams and stuff like that. Like you have like the little tethers from certain characters. You have defensive traits. You have a lot of launches, all types of items and throwables have bounce potential. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much room for dope gameplay in it that it's just built for fun, man. It's just built to have fun. Again, the character cast fully voice acted. You know what I'm saying? Like you see a bunch of character skins, emotes, all these different launch trails. Like I remember we fought that damn bot Batman, that level 10 bot Batman, and then this man had the dark side Omega Beam trail on knockouts, and I was like, bro, where'd you get that at? You're a bot, and it kind of pissed me off for a second, but like literally, it's like everything is being laid down in its foundation to have a really really cool experience, and again, it's free when it comes out, so having all this built on top of it with the customization, with the depth in gameplay and the smoothness of gameplay, because there wasn't really many hiccups in terms of technical stuff that I witnessed. I saw one clip on Twitter where like Jake he spazzed out and like his entire like body like it kind of like funneled throughout the entire screen, and that was like a really weird glitch. But that is like pretty minor. It seems like a one-off. And I ran into two actually.
Yeah.
I ran into two during our plays yesterday. The first one was when I was like on the floor and like I was getting mopped, bro. I was getting like knocked for constant damage. And I don't know if that was a skill or if that was more of a glitch, but
that was a glitch.
I just aired on this. I think it was on a glitch. So I went like 80 hits. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way to the left, and I went back to the right, and I was gone like 3 seconds. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that seems out of the ordinary a little bit. And then the second one, which was an egregious mistake on part of the system. I was at the end of a game with Charles Saw, shout out Charles, and with Panda, shout out Panda Row. We literally at the end of the game, I'm on 12 kills, and Charles gets a kill towards the end of the game, like last like 5 seconds. At the top of the screen, you can see that it says I'm the lobby leader. I'm the leader. But then the game ends, it says he wins. And then we go to the scoreboard, it says we're on the same kills, but I have more damage. When tiebreakers are decided by who has more damage. So they hold me and said, hey, listen, buddy, you got to give it to Charles, man. It is what it is. And that is some bullshit. So I'm calling that glitch out. Now, I need to go to the Discord servers. I need to go, lobby this. I will be there, talking to the devs to make sure this never happens to anybody again. I'm an advocate now. I'm an advocate. But nah, seriously though, this is like some of the most fun I've had with the fighter. In a very, very long time, consistently. I can see myself being on this consistently as somebody who isn't as deep in like, FGCs or, just general fighting game genres entirely as much as other people. This really entices me. I see there's so much upside. There's so much upside to this. Again, 2v2 plays, the free-for-alls have been really good. Like I didn't see too many people play free-for-alls. I guess they were just kind of sticking to online play, the 2v2 stuff basic, but the free-for-alls look really good. One thing I really, really enjoyed about the free-for-all portion is the borders closing in. That change up really, really felt so good in terms of nobody's running, nobody has any potential to hide. And again, it makes those fine margins. If you make a mistake, you're that much more likely to get knocked out because it doesn't matter about as much as damage. The more the borders close in, the damage, the lower you are. It's still more risk. So if you make a mistake, that's still you knocked out. So it still relies on skill, but it's also forcing gameplay and people actually scrapping, which is what I want to see in a fighting game. I don't want nobody doing no range characters from all the way outside in the Himalayas, and I gotta come chase you. I don't want that. So that border system, you know what I'm saying, that being there in a free for all mode like that, it's dope. They have that kind of like King of the Hill type style, whoever gets the most kills, and they have multipliers, which makes it fun. You can leap in front of the other. Had no problems with that whatsoever. Of course, they have the stocks and online modes, which is of course standard across games like this. The items actually didn't feel overbearing. I thought items, they're generally a pretty wary topic for some people. Of course, coming from Smash, some of them are like really overbearing and kind of different to gameplay. But listen, you ain't skilled if you use that shit. But from what I saw, from what I used in the gameplay for Multiverses, the items actually didn't feel like an overpowered thing. They felt like, okay, they kind of give you a little bit of a leg up, but it wasn't too, it wasn't a complete advantage over somebody. Like they could just easily dodge the rock I threw and or catch it or catch or something like that and throw it back my way, or then steal a little med pack like a 10 health one or a 50 health one or something like that, and then get it cracking. Like it was really, 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 well thought out, and it feels pretty balanced, I would say. Like what's the potential, bro? Because people are giving the comparisons to like Nick All-Star Brawl. They of course are giving it to Smash because everybody has to compare this to Smash because it's it's gonna automatically come in there. But what are you thinking of like the potential of this coming out the gate?
So for me, I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's better than Nick All-Star in terms of Nick All-Stars. Don't get me twisted. Nick All-Star's gameplay is really, really solid. It's really fun. This is a little bit slower than Nick All-Stars, but it is still like it's still really, really well paced. I am a fan of the cooldowns on the skills so that there's less spamming. I'm a fan of like a lot of the characters. The 2v2 setup is very interesting. We don't really see that often in a platformer. Honestly, time will tell, but this is honestly in a really, really good spot. Free for all mode, like you said, was really fun. I didn't think the items were that big of a deal. Personally, I would have still turned them off if possible, but I also don't even think like that's more so just a preference thing. I don't think they need to be turned off. At no point was I like this item hoed me. It was just more so like I'm not a big fan of picking up items. So I want to say that this game has a lot of potential, especially with the backing and the way that they're building a community around it. Like they're really, really pushing for this game, and I think it honestly has a lot of potential. I can't really see them a downside. The only thing I wish is to have spectator modes and maybe like a lobby where you can rotate in and out. But this is honestly still a beta, so we have time. The progression system is somewhat slowish, but again, when it fully releases and we see the paid model, then it might be like, oh, it's a little bit of a grind, but the game is free, so it's like. How can I really be upset about it? As long as you can unlock characters by playing the game, I think that I am going to definitely put some time into this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like they have stuff set up where, like, again, you're going to be able to, unlock those pretty fair, like the coins and stuff like that from playing online matches, which is fair. We got, I think Charles pointed out to us, like, it's fair that they didn't unlock all characters in a certain free-to-play mode or whatever, so you can actually grind them out, and have the choices to unlock them when you're in online play. So it gives you an incentive to stay, online or play online stuff and get those servers rolling. So that's fair. Honestly, I don't see any outright weakness from the gameplay standpoint, from the experience of the internal game itself. Honestly, the only way that I would see this game not succeed is if they don't properly support it in post, and then they don't have enough traction in certain, public spaces. Like they said, they're hosting a tournament for Evo, right? So that's already a big leg up to kind of solidify their spot in the FGC and say, hey, listen, we're actually serious about this, for one, because Smash ain't supporting any of the tournaments like that. And if Multiverse is willing to put up bread like that and be involved like off the rip in Evo and like the fighting game community and the fighting scene, that puts it at a different place than a Smash. Like for real, if you're going to be honest, like, Nintendo's not going to support any, fighting game stuff, that's external to them. They don't even host that themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just drop the game, whatever. This already kind of puts them in a different light compared to, a Smash or Nick All-Star Brawl because of the quality of the time they put into it and the investment into the FGC, for one. And then for two, the support part it has to be consistent updates. You have to have exciting characters, which you have so many in the bag for WB. We were literally going through it the other day. We were talking about Gandalf, Mortal Kombat characters. You know what I'm saying?
Harry Potter.
So many different people. Harry Potter. You're damn sure gonna see a Harry Potter character. The Matrix characters. Like, there's so many franchises to pull from for WB. They can have a roster that really goes head to head with Nintendo and Smash. Like, this could be a really, really. I don't want to put them in a direct comparison line to Nintendo, but I'm saying character for character in a party brawler like this, they could have a really stacked cast that is comparable in star power to that of Smash, and it could possibly supersede it. Honestly, when you look at this stuff on the table, you know what I'm saying? The way they can pull it from different franchises, that's, you know, that they all have under the umbrella, and they can even pull some stuff from outside. Who knows what deals they might make that player first might pull, you know what I'm saying, down the line. But of course, there's enough in the, you know, in-house to deal with and really bring in and still have a really successful rollout post-launch. So that's the key. That's the key. If you can really lock down, you know, your placement in the fighting game community, and then you can really lock down that post-launch content to keep people coming in consistently with new characters, with new skins and event, you know what I'm saying? Like, really flesh out all the challenges and stuff in that system to see what's going on, what's different. How can I, how can I build more? How can I invest more time into this? They lock down those things, they got a real potential banger on their hands, man. Like, this could really slip up those rankings when it fully drops. I'm not sure if it drops this year or it might drop some other time. But if it drops this year, this could be one of those things where it's not like, it might not be game of the year, but it might be in that conversation if it has a good launch.
Yeah, I think I would love for this game to drop this year, just because I'm a huge fan of it and I want more of it. Because even to this day, everybody's still looking for codes. People are still like trying to get in, and I really just hope that they don't wait too long, because it seems like the community is there. We want this game. We just need them to release it. And since it's gonna be free to play, like I don't know. Like I just don't see people not trying it out. I just can't see people being like, nah, I'm good. I don't want this.
Word. Yeah, no, you're right. Again, like, it's free. But if people, I literally just saw that on Twitter, like, oh, we dropped another batch of beta codes. Check out emails, and people is flocking to the streets like it's Snowfall season 4 or something like that, bro. Like, just what happens when it's free is open to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a powerful thing. Now they got momentum on their side, and I feel like they've already set it up where this is going to be a really big event. The open beta that's going to be in July is going to be another one where everybody gets a chance. They're going to have a big stress test. And if they can, again, batten down the hatches on the servers and make sure that, you know, their interplay and stuff like that, the fluidity and the rollback net code works, make sure that's effective, then they, you know, see what's going on with the full release. They got something on their hands, bro. Listen, we might have to convince Negus to, you know what I'm saying, see the error in his ways, man. I don't know.
He's definitely gonna try. I don't see him not trying it. And if worst comes to worst, I'll buy him characters if it's that deep. I do not care.
This man bought a Fortnite skin. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no debates no more. I don't want to hear nothing about it. All right, listen. Multiverses is looking like it might be here to stay, but it's early days. I'll say this for the least though. Y'all gonna see me at some point before this next test is over, bro. I'm about to get on y'all, bro. This ain't no game no more, bro. That was like the first time on stream I got like hype in a minute. Like. Games don't do that usually. I get excited. I get like, you know what I'm saying, sometimes have moments, but I was like consistently on 9-10 the entire stream. That's different, bro. I reserve that energy for a few things in my life. If you can pull that out of me, you know what I'm saying, I think it's a fun time. So shout out to Multiverses.
No, for sure. I'm excited. I can't wait.
For sure, man. Definitely gotta get a lab it up, bro. Oh yeah, before we switch over to the next topic, what characters you think the best objectively need to get nerfed? What do you think about the character cast like so far in that test?
So right now I'm a huge Garnet fan, but I don't think she's necessarily the strongest. I think Finn is super strong. He's super fast and like does good damage. I think Superman is also really, really strong. I just got him, and he's just like every attack just does so much knockback. I think he's a real problem. Honestly, I would say S tier would be like Superman, Finn, Jake is definitely up there. Like all the characters really feel good. Like there's no characters that I'm sitting there like, man, this is such a bad character. But I haven't played them all. But every character that I played was like this is a fun character to play. Like or they have like an aspect to them that makes them viable, you know?
Facts. Nah, facts. You're not wrong, man. Like I literally like when we played yesterday, I literally just spent our time during our pubs. Like I ran through, like I went through every character that was available to me. I just like did one for everyone. I was like, yo, I could, I think I'm not the strongest in this character, but I can still feel like I see something there. I see something I can actually use to like, really make something happen. Like, like Harley Quinn, I didn't use a lot. I'd probably like one of the lower characters for me in terms of like ones I would use personally. But when it's in the game, I was like, yo, I can low-key see how you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, a couple of punishes here. You know what I'm saying? Like the pistols actually come in handy at certain things at range. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like her movement, she's actually pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Consider like, everybody's entire, like, the weights and all stuff like that. But it's cool to see how viable certain things are. You know what I'm saying? And if they can hold that aspect consistent when they add more characters on and in, that's gonna be crack. That's gonna be crack, man. Listen, don't make me train up like don't make me start fighting games again, bro. Don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. This is a dark hole, you know what I'm saying? And this is a very dark place I don't want to go back to, man. I ain't been there since Street Fighter 4. All right, this is different. It's different times, but shout out Multiverses, man. It's been super fun so far.
For sure, for sure.
All right, on to the next story of the week. We get an update from Santa Monica Studios and God of War Ragnarok on the accessibility front. Now, they dropped an article detailing about like 60 plus new additions to the game's options, including controller remapping, subtitle reworks, contrast modes, and a lot more. As some advocates for accessibility, you know what I'm saying, and with that being a bigger topic, over the past years, especially coming to this year, and for thirdly, Sony being a really big leader, in this type of area. How you feel about the accessibility options and where this might put God of War's development process?
I think that this is a really good article, and I really love accessibility in gaming. Like I'm a huge fan of it ever since I started realizing what falls under that umbrella. Controller remapping is awesome because like that includes certain things like instead of holding a button, you're tapping it instead, like small things like that. Because I honestly hate holding buttons in games, and I know that it's like such a small thing that like I could easily get over, but the fact that I don't have to, like, is awesome. Just not having to like hold a button down for certain things, or even like, what game was it? I think it was like Fortnite or something. Like I would hate having to hold a button for like a chest, and if I let go in the last second because somebody's trying to fight me, or because like somebody shot at my friend and I instinctively went to go run or I instinctively let go, I gotta restart that whole animation or whatever. Subtitles are awesome. Contrast modes are awesome. That's more like, it's a accessibility for sure, but even like if you're somebody with like a nice TV that has a different kind of picture, like you could customize it in game. Like these are just awesome things to have. Like shout out to Sony for adding all these things to the game, because it just really makes it easier, not only for people who need these settings, but for people who don't. You can customize your game, and like that, who doesn't want more options?
That's a fact. I agree. And yeah, I think because of our first conversations around this on the podcast, like I'm a bit more cognizant of certain accessibility changes of what people do now. And God of War is probably one of those ones where it's like they've done this for a while. Ever since the first remake, they've done really, really well to translate a lot of accessibility options there. Like they even dropped an audio description trailer for the God of War Ragnarok, trailer. You know what I'm saying? Just pure audio description, which is incredibly fire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a testament to where, what I'm saying, like the gaming space should go. Gaming's for everybody. So we as we as people, we as and them as the game developers should do their utmost to make sure that they can include as many people in their experience as possible. Now, Santa Monica's been really, really good with this. I saw a couple things like that. Audio cues and like traversal assistance. I know for like, again, different people, like having like the climbs, the crawls, and all stuff like that, like not being able to fully do that might suck. It takes away from the experience. So having the ability to adjust that and account for that is a beautiful thing, man. And especially I'd say for me, what I'm saying, I'm looking at stuff like this. I'm like, audio cues would help so much for me, and then larger eye context because my eyesight's actually shite. So seeing certain things on the map and like in one contiguous camera might be a little bit difficult. So making that a little bit easier on the eye for people like me who are hard to sight, it helps. There's like all these things come together and just show hey, listen, we want to give this game and ship it out to as many people as possible who enjoy the series, who enjoy games. And this is a really big thing for it. This hopefully will start to become standard practice throughout the gaming industry. You know what I mean? That's my hope with stuff like this, with such a big title coming out and leading with this type of stuff. Now, the follow-up question is, we have no idea when the hell this is dropping.
Yeah.
But people are like, okay, they dropped this accessibility thing, so you think they're just doing the final touches at this point? Or is it farther along than we think, and it's going to be a 2023 release and it's going to be delayed? You think it's going to be on time at the end of this holiday season, or push back a year?
I think that it is going to be, I don't know if it's coming out this year, to be honest with you, but I don't think that it's going to get pushed back because of the accessibility options, because that literally never has happened.
Nah.
But I don't know if it'll be coming out, because I feel like I haven't heard anything out of them. But I also could be, I could be wrong, and they could just be marketing it differently, because I'm always a proponent of marketing less and just coming out with a game. So maybe they're marketing it in a better way of like, we're just going to do the work instead of like gassing you up for like 6-7 months. So I'm a holdout that it's going to be on time, but if it delays, I'm not going to be surprised, because it seems like it's going to be a massive game. So if it takes a few more months, if it comes out next year, it is what it is. There's so many games coming out this year that like I'm not really going to be super upset about it.
Facts. Yeah. Honestly, you know what? I know last time we talked about it a bit, it's like, yo, the likelihood of them getting delayed is pretty, it's up there, for all these games, especially in holiday season. But you know what? I have a small feeling that they're actually pushing this one super hard, and they're like, yo, we got to do everything in our power to make sure it drops the end of this year. I feel like it might drop the end of this year. Now, the large majority, of course, last time we talked about it, I was like, yeah, it's probably going to get delayed, dog. It's just a wrap, But a small part of me is like, I really think that at this stage, if they're showing off all the accessibility options, they've at least got the most of the groundwork done. And now they're working on polishing, removing bugs, little things here and there. I feel like they've got it in the best playable state that they possibly can. And now it's just tidying up all the ends and odds ahead of, the holiday season. I feel like they haven't put any definitive thing on it yet to provide enough of a buffer for them to work out a lot of these, a lot of these changes, a lot of the tweaks, accessibility options, this, that, and the third, to really go apart. So I think it's, I think it might be 2022, man. I'll put 35 cents on it as a bet. I'll put 35 cents on it. We'll see.
I'm definitely rooting for you, because I would love to get my hands on this game, but I cannot, like, I just feel like with what we've seen so far, I don't even know. I can't think of a game that's released on time in so long, or at least a game that hasn't been delayed in so long, or you know what I'm saying, like something that was like said,
like AAA and above, and and it meant.
Because when we got the announcement, I feel like it was so vague, and then they dropped the date, and I feel like we haven't seen much of it yet, of it since.
Haven't. I think this is probably the last update we got since the trailer. So it's like 1 and 2. So I'm like, damn, very interesting. And I guess we'll see what's going on with God of War soon, man. Maybe at the end of the year.
Fingers crossed.
For sure. Okay, moving on a little bit. This one is a bit of a rumor. But there's been some a bit of corroborations, but a couple people chiming up with the same information, so it might be something to it. Over the past year, there was just kind of like word that another Microsoft franchise will be getting a collection treatment similar to Halo and the Master Chief Collection, and that speculation has been targeted towards one specific franchise, and that would be Gears of War. So the coalition have gone on record to state that they are working on something, but we won't hear from them for a long time. And that's been standing for, a few months to, I'm about to say most of the year now at this point, and trailing back to last year. And with potential of a Gear 6 being speculated, through many potential NVIDIA leaks and whatever you want to call it, this could be that major project that bridges the gap between them being in the dark for so long and then potentially Gears of War 6 down the line. So, I mean, thoughts on the collection for Gears?
I feel like this is way overdue, personally. I think that once they put Gears of War 4 on PC and Xbox, I think that they should have started working on it then. Mostly because you have an entire ecosystem of people who are now being exposed to your game. who are only able to really play Gears 1 because that was the only one that was ported to PC, and you weren't ever able to play 2 or 3, and now they're going to play 4. Like, I just feel like this should have been done a while ago. If this is true, I hope they handle it better than Master Chief Collection, because I feel like that rollout was just horrible. As a person who wanted to try out the Halo games on PC,
Facts.
I couldn't get Halo 1 to work multiplayer to save my life. The download was massive, and I couldn't get the single player to work on co-op, so me and my girlfriend couldn't play it, and I was like, well, I gotta play this whole thing by myself, and I really don't feel like doing that. On top of that, they staggered the releases of each individual Halo game, which I kind of understand, but at the same time, I didn't want to play Halo 1 the whole time. Like, I wasn't excited for this release, and then like, oh, all I get to do is play Halo 1 multiplayer. It's not a bad multiplayer, but it's not what I was looking forward to. Then 2 drops, and I'm like, this is, again, a good game, but this isn't what I was like. Like, I was more interested in Halo 3 or even Reach, because that's what I was. That's what I remember as a kid was Halo Reach. And they were like, yeah, that's not coming out till later. I'm just like, bro, like, at this point, you shouldn't even have called it a collection. You should have just released. You should have just called them all individual remasters, and it would have made more sense. And another thing too that was a real pet peeve of mine is like, if I just wanted to play Reach, I had to download all of them. Like, I couldn't pick and choose.
Facts.
And
Just to get. Oh yeah.
That shit is, it's a huge download. Like, and again, it's not that big of a deal because it's just space on a hard drive or whatever. I get it, but the fact that like you're staggering them, you can knock out. It's inconvenient. Yeah, it's super inconvenient, and you can knock out Halo 1 story in like 2 days. So like, if you're somebody who's excited, played, and you're like, cool, I want to jump on to the next one, you had to wait months. And I was like, why is it taking so long for all of these? Why did I not just wait and then drop them all at the same time? But that's just me, I guess.
Nah, man, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. The name of the game is a proper rollout. Again, Master Chief Collection. It's been out for damn near a decade now. It's like 2014, 2015. It's been out for damn near a decade, and like that joint probably, I think it still got issues.
It does.
Like it still got some brand, which is insane. That's a whole nother story. So I'd say technically, from a technical standpoint, if you want to do anything like this, you better make sure that one, all these games become bundled in that collection day one. You drop it there. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't dilly-dally. You don't do any of that bullshit. You drop all these games, Gears 1, 2, 3, put Judgment in the trash, 4, and 5. Put them all in that bundle, you know what I'm saying? Make it all remastered. Drop it right there one time for everybody to have day one. That needs to be standard. And then for 2, I would say the online. Again, if you're gonna deal with them separately, you're gonna highlight one multiplayer. Make sure you guys again optimize all that stuff, for the entire experience. We don't want no crashes. We don't want none of that stuff. The download file is probably gonna be reasonably big or whatever. But please do your best to compartmentalize and map what you need to map to make sure it's an optimal it's an optimal experience for the user. Like if they just want to play Gears 1 campaign, just give them that download and then let them go about their business. Like you don't have to do all these package deal and have 500 gigs, just going off somebody's computer. You know what I mean? You don't have to do all that. Stepping back, kind of looking at the franchise wide, yes, very long overdue. Gears should be one of those things. It's like it's Halo's wingman. It's the right hand man on Xbox platforms. Like it needs to be up there if you want to have any traction. In my opinion, that's one of these series that again came up on the Xbox brand, and it took everybody by storm. Like that should be, and it should have held that same, at least the same echelon of regard in terms of importance as a Halo to me in terms of Xbox's legacy. Because when Halo's out, you either sub Gears of War in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like literally the rotation. As one comes out, one comes in. And it's been dormant because the coalition's been working. You know what I'm saying? They had all their stuff turn over to them, and they've been trying to work stuff out. I believe Rod Ferguson runs coalition. I think I could be wrong, but I'm about to say that just kind of shows, hey, listen, it's long overdue and people needed it. And the Gears community's been kind of like scattered for years. You know what I'm saying? Like I got into Gears super late, like end of Gears of War 2, like around Gears of War 3 time, I think actually. And I was like, yo, this game's actually pretty fun. I cannot wall bounce, but it's actually really, really enjoyable. And so if you can, again, just touch up some things here and there, you don't have to do too much of the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Lock it in, make a good experience, make sure it runs well. You got a banger. And this, in my opinion, could supplement for some of the losses that you took, you know what I'm saying, with Redfall being delayed, with Starfield being delayed to next year. If you can get this out, this is like an actual thing being worked on, and that might be coming out this year. You wait for a holiday release, and this could cover some of the losses because people have been fiending for a new Gears of War experience, at least a refreshed one. So having that bundled experience back in the fray is, it does some good and it saves some face for Xbox for 2022, man. We already talked about last week how they're going to take a big L. Could make it a little bit smaller, say if you actually had Gears of War back in the rotation. So I honestly hope it's true. What other series could it be?
Yeah, I think that I hope it's true as well. We'll see. Just because I got into Gears way later, and again, really good game because I started playing it on PC. But one of the things was like, I would love to play through the story mode because it's another game that you can play co-op throughout the whole thing, and I was like, that's cool. But like, I couldn't play 1, 2, or 3, so it's like, am I really gonna start at 4? Like, no.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they do it. I might have to do a playthrough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If it's Perfect Dark, I don't know, dog. Hey, listen, that's a different one. That idea popped in my head. I don't know if the Coalition's on there. I think it's Crystal Dynamics. They were, and maybe somebody might have taken it over from them. I don't remember the semantics, but if it is that, I will say this on record. I thought as a young lad that Perfect Dark Zero actually wasn't that bad. I thought it was pretty solid because I literally play that multiplayer all the time with my brothers. Like, literally, we just sit there in the room, we knock it out. It was actually pretty fun to me because that's the only game we damn well had. So it is what it is. But I know the reception that Perfect Dark Zero got. Perfect Dark is fine. It's whatever. But I don't know if that's the Series 3 remaster, to be honest. So let's hope for your sake, Microsoft, that it's Gears.
Yeah.
Let's just hope. Man. All right. So skipping on forward. It seems that 100 Thieves, one of the largest gaming organizations in the industry today, is taking the next bold step further as they announced a few days ago that they are starting development on a new video game simply known as Project X. And no, it's not the movie. So, I mean, how are we feeling about this, man? A lot of orgs, a lot of people stepping into the gaming space from the creator side. What's going on?
You ever seen like a food critic, and wonder if they can cook? That's kind of how I feel when I hear like streamers making a video game. It's like,
yep,
not bashing any streamers, because the thing is, I feel like I have a great understanding of what makes a game good and what makes a game bad. But if I was ever offered the job of a game director, I don't think I would ever take it. I think I would co-direct or even consult, but I don't think I could ever be like, I want to create this, because at the end of the day, or I would want to help produce it, but I cannot say that I'm going to make it myself because I don't know what it takes to build a game. So hearing 100 Thieves is different though, because it's an organization. It's not just one person. What they're gonna make, I don't know, but I'm betting it's a shooter.
You know damn well what they gonna make. You know damn well which route they going.
It's gonna be a shooter. Will it be good? Will it be advertised? Yes. It will have a great marketing.
You know that for sure.
Yeah, it'll have a great marketing campaign. Will it be good?
Bro. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I'm highly interested in like how that comes out. That and the Dr. Disrespect joint. Cause I don't know if you saw it, but like it was funny, like Dr. Disrespect's his studio or whatever. I forgot what the name was called, but like he kind of like went on Twitter and like quote tweeted that. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice. Congratulations. I always wanted a studio to be better than," or it's always nice to have something or somebody you can be better than. So like I guess they're both competing in a certain space. So I'm like, it's funny because if y'all both flop, I'm gonna laugh at both y'all asses. I'm like, yo, listen, if you cannot make a better game than like Dirty Bomb or some shit like that, listen, y'all are ass. I need all y'all to shut up in perpetuity. Every complaint that y'all ever had about, you know what I'm saying, like shooters or whatever, and if your game is ass, I need y'all to stuff those complaints. You know what I mean? Because if you don't cut it, if your shooter is literally not in a solid ass level where there's minimal complaints, so in little things here and there, you know what I'm saying, bro, on me. If your shooter is worse than the America's Army free game, your shit is done, bro. Your shit is finished, bro. I don't ever want to hear from any of y'all again. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Like, shout outs to y'all for, you know what I'm saying, branching out and making and creating new endeavors and going on new adventures. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. And I want it to be fun. I want y'all to succeed because that means it's a win for everybody. Everybody in the gaming space. That's a fact. But if it's ass, and if I would rather play the America's Army Proving Ground game Y'all really need to reevaluate these investments. That's all I'm saying. Off top, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm.
it's tough. Like we'll see what happens, but I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking
Facts.
around
It's
for
about to
this.
be a hundred thieves, Flappy Bird and shit. I'm about to say we about to get it cracked.
It would probably get a lot of downloads.
Nah, it probably would. It probably would. That's fair. But yeah, well, I'm not seeing you. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. We'll see it when we see it on the street, bro. For real.
Facts. Facts.
All right. Slide it forward. Next story on the docket. I'm about to say YouTube has announced that they are testing new features that includes highlighting the most replayed sections of a video and enable skipping of less replayed or seemingly boring parts to get to the quote unquote good stuff. Now, I know there's a little bit of discourse around this, man. Is this a good or a bad idea? What's going on?
So a little of both, maybe. Like it's one of those things where it's like I could see I see what they're looking for. Like as a viewer, I would like to skip to the part that of the video that helps me get to the part of the video. You know what I'm saying? Like if I do a video, if I'm looking up a video on how to like change how to fold a t-shirt, let's say. And I don't want to hear the whole fucking intro of the guy who's making these t-shirt videos. The highlights part is great because it'll tell me where I need to go to get the information that I need. However, from the creator's standpoint, it's gonna suck because I'm just gonna be like losing. Like it's gonna look bad on my videos when people are just clicking through it because they're gonna go see the highlighted spots and then they're going to just not watch the rest of the video, which hurts your views, which hurts the like I don't really like it. I feel like it's weak. Or not even weak, but I just feel like it. If it's an option, then that's fine, I guess. Like I can't really argue with them, but I'm gonna keep my shit off because I don't think that every time I make a video, I don't think that there's one part that you should watch over the entire video. Like my video for changing your name on stream, I made it. It's 2 minutes long. Not even. It's like it's a minute and 45 seconds. I make all of my videos as short as possible so that you're not really wasting time with unnecessary information. Facts. So to add highlights on to add highlights on like a 5 or 4 minute video, it's like if you don't got 5 or 4 minutes, I don't think you need to be on YouTube. You should just go to TikTok for all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a big fan of it, but I understand why it would be important for people. Because like if I'm watching like there's Tekken videos that are like 3 hours long because the characters are so massive. And there are times where like I wish there was like a little bit of a breakdown of like I want to know the moves that the bread and butter moves. I need to know the staple combos, and I need to know my weaknesses. That's all I care about a character. I don't need 3 hours of footage. So like that, it would work for that. But even then, that's what comment sections are for, or that's what the description is for. The person who made the video can tell you what you need to do to go to where or whatever. So I don't know. It's a very mixed bag, but I'm not very much for this at all.
Yeah. Scrap this, dog. Scrap this. Y'all were making such good progress, and this just undermines the efforts of a lot of creators. It does. If you're saying, oh yeah, listen, this part everybody replayed, go straight to that. Don't worry about the rest of this. What if there was actually a good part in there that wasn't as replayed, but people saw it and they laughed at it though? What if it was a good moment and it wasn't highlighted? You know what I'm saying? That just kind of mixes the content up in terms of, oh, what good moments might possibly be there. You're going off what the algorithm is instead of the actual content itself. And that's where, again, the actual essence of a video, the idea behind it, good jokes, funny writing, whatever production that went into it is kind of missed. And they just go straight towards, oh, listen, people laughed at that one moment right there, or these 1 to 2, 3 moments, but there was all stuff riddled throughout the entire video. So he went to this and then just, dropped all people's retention rates for that stuff for no reason. You know what I mean? Like it's not the best move. Again, if it's optional, cool. I'm turning it off on my channel, whatever will make it happen. Like, I would rather it be optional if it's a mandatory thing that they're going to try and force implement or push heavily, fine. But in my opinion, this doesn't need to be a thing. This is really, really cool steps forward in terms of the platform in general. But in terms of this specific tool and doing that stuff, I don't know if this is going to be entirely beneficial in the long run for creators. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe for the platform, people kind of stay on there longer, or they get right to a certain heart of a video. You know what I mean? Like that's there. Like I'm trying to find the value in this for all parties. For creators, I don't really see any. You know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
besides people going straight to your videos or getting click throughs based on that, but you know, I can't really see any for that. I need to look a little bit more on the rationale behind it. But for now, I would say this is not a good movie. I need to kind of vault this, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put that in YouTube archives. Unlist that.
No, for sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Pushing forward. So yeah, a few episodes ago, actually, we talked about Sony's acquisition of Bungie and some of the potential rationale on why they pulled the trigger. You know, and this week, Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida stated that our acquisition of Bungie also represents a major step forward in becoming more multi-platform. So, you know, given no current or future titles are coming from Bungie, will be exclusive to PlayStation. PlayStation is making that trek to be everywhere. So, I mean, what does this mean for that multi-platform push? What are they talking about? Like, you know, becoming more multi-platform in a sense. What do you think it looks like?
I think it means more so like trying to reach out towards PC. I think that's really, because that's really the only other platform that they can really get on outside of like maybe Nintendo. But there's a lot of bad blood there, so I don't know if we'll see them together. But I can't imagine they're meaning anything other than PC right now, unless they're talking about mobile.
Yeah.
Which I don't think would be a bad thing. It would just be another mobile era or whatever. So yeah, I think it's mostly just trying to reach out to the PC community and trying to get become a part or more closely related with PC stuff.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, of course they're gonna have Bungie stuff go multi-platform, so it would definitely be on the Xbox platforms, blah blah blah. Like, you know, that's there. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely like tapping into the PC market. That's what their goal is. That's what we talked about way back when, talking about them acquiring Nixus. You know what I'm saying, like PC ports and stuff like that, like PC port developers and all this stuff. They launched the PC, the PlayStation on PC network and blah blah blah. Like all this extra initiative start including you know the PC master race and stuff in their game drops, and that's where they're going. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of untapped market share is. That's the place that they have to, you know, meet Xbox at in a sense, and meet Nintendo in a sense, to kind of really capture to get kind of final frontier. Because of course they were super hyper focused on their internal audiences, their console audiences and whatnot. But now they've seen the money to be made on platforms like Steam, Epic Game Store, blah blah blah, this, that, and third, maybe their own storefront, and they're like, oh shit, we need to get on this. We need to make sure we're in as much places as possible to capture as much money as we can. Bungie's kind of like that big springboard for that, honestly, because they're everywhere. Like live service, they're on all platforms. They drop updates all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like their entire business model, as you know, as a gamer in Destiny 2, that kind of really it sets the tone for a lot of the multi-platform reach that I think Sony's trying to achieve. So I mean, like that's like, yeah, Bungie's kind of like the springboard, no pun intended. They're literally the springboard for that multi-platform talk.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I understand what he's saying. I don't think Bungie's gonna be like the flagship title to bring PC into the Sony family, but it's definitely gonna be. It's definitely one of, like, it's definitely like, yo, listen, we care about you guys. We're in the space as of right now via Destiny, but we plan on making, like, becoming more of a part of it.
Yeah, no, I definitely see it, man. If this, you know, ultimately means more PlayStation games coming, you know, maybe a day one drop on the PC simultaneously,
Yeah,
color me interested, man. I'm just here for the tears and getting my game on Steam day one. That's all I'm here for, bro.
honestly.
That's just me. I need that God of War 8. You know what I'm saying? Just day one, just click. I want that ass, bro. It's gonna be fantastic. All right. That's enough
with
on
the mouse and keyboard.
Facts. That's right. Just jiggle aim, bro. Jiggle aim. I don't need all that. I don't need all that controller. That's facts. Oh, it's gonna be a good time. All right. Let's slide forward a little bit. So it seems that Netflix is starting to look into live streaming for some upcoming events. So as the movie and streaming brand moves forward, they've been looking at live streaming capabilities to support their platform and rollouts like reality TV shows and comedy specials. So, I mean, is this enough to turn stuff around for them? Like, how do you see this playing out?
Like it might help, but it's not gonna be the cure all for their problems. Like I know they're having like a comedy festival right now, and I'm sure a lot of people would love to see that live, but they can't because they don't, it's a Netflix thing and they don't have live streaming. But I could see it helping their numbers, but I think they have bigger problems than just not having live services.
Oh yeah, nah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. This is like I think there's like a paper over the cracks thing. Now, looking at the tool and looking at the option to do this in isolation without the branding of Netflix, actually a pretty smart idea. You think about all these live streamed events, you know what I'm saying? You think about the live streaming culture as it is, you know what I'm saying? Concerts, all this other stuff. Think about the Versus series when it was at its hottest during the pandemic. So many people tuned into Instagram just to see one event live. You know what I mean? And then people live tweeting all over the timeline for certain things like, you know, like The Circle or all these reality TV shows that have gone on Netflix. They've had big traction, but they've had it in bulk. And it's kind of like, it's kind of like, it's not matching. It's like asynchronous and stuff like that between the actual drop of the episodes and people talking about like the next day or they talking into the day after. If you have that lineup where it's a whole live feed, everybody can watch this the exact same time, the stream's going up, and then the episodes will drop right after that, or an episode will drop right after that, and people are live tweeting. That really helps the synergy between, you know, social media connectivity and dropping the episode and having traffic come to your platform. I feel like that's actually a really, really smart move on their part. And having things like, of course, the reality TV shows like The Circle, you have concerts, comedy specials, which is also a big one. I feel like, you know, people are generally tapped into it. It's like a 1 hour thing. Having those go live and be at the top of a platform, get pushed that way is honestly a good way for a streaming service to really, you know, start to differentiate a little bit and provide more of that, you know, that homey, I wouldn't say homey, but more inclusive feel of like, yo, you're part of something bigger. You're part of an experience. You're part of like that Twitter conversation that's kind of extended right there at the same time. So that's smart in isolation. But when you add it back into the equation that is Netflix, it's like, yo, cool, you did this, but you also spent all this money on Stranger Things hoping it works. And you also cut so many different studios and you lost 200,000 subscribers. Like, I don't think this is like the one thing you need to focus on, bro. You need to focus on making your content better. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you saw the numbers for Stranger Things, bro. It is kind of irrelevant, but like they spent hella money, and it's like each episode's like 9 episodes, and they're like an hour and 15 each. They're like long episodes, and they spent buku money on this. They poured a lot into Stranger Things season 4. I think they like a lot is riding on this, and I think more is riding on Stranger Things season 4's potential success than we think. I'm like, they cut so much stuff out the way, all these animated projects, people getting laid off, blah blah blah, just to save face for some of that. And I'm like, they want to find a way to get consistent traffic. They're clawing for that way to get consistent traffic, investing in the biggest shows that they have, cutting ones that they don't think are have enough garner enough success for the platform to be consistent, and looking at certain things like a live streaming platform to keep more eyes on the service as consistently as possible. It's that's the play. I feel like that's their play. Yeah. You know, trying to invest into the biggest guns they have and create that consistent, you know, that consistent watch time, consistent set of eyes that are on Netflix's you know, apps.
Yeah, I would love to see how this works, but I completely agree. Netflix is kind of in a bad spot, and I don't know if they're really looking at the problems. They're just trying to find ways of living with the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, bro. They're looking at everything else except for potentially what's the core of the issue. And I'm like, all right, cool, bro. That's fine. Allegedly, you know what I'm saying? A certain combination of numbers never failed me. But we'll definitely, you know, be looking at all the developments and details, all that live streaming stuff. Maybe it branches into gaming because I mean, we also know, hey, the Netflix gaming's on the way. You know, we're gonna have a couple presentations during Netflix. I think it's something. I don't think it was Netflix Geek. I think it might have been Netflix Geek. There's some presentation happening in the first week of June or second week that they're detailing some of the games that are dropping for their platform and for their banner and stuff. So maybe live streaming could, you know, tap into that side as well. You know, who knows?
I'm good. I just don't think I need it. I think I'm fine.
You don't want to be a Netflix creator, bro? You don't want to be Netflix partnered, baby?
I would partner with Netflix to watch shows on stream, or react to shows on stream. I'd like that would be a great partner program.
That could be a perk.
But
Could be a perk.
I don't like. What am I supposed to do? Use my Roku as a controller? Like I just don't understand the synapse, like the specs of it. Am I supposed to like play it via the Netflix app? Is it gonna be another streaming service? Because I already pay for Xbox like Game Pass. Am I gonna have to pay for that and Netflix Game Pass? Like, what can y'all have? What do y'all gotta offer? I guess like that's really what it comes to. Like, what do you guys have in the cut that I am like, yeah, Netflix gaming is the move.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm interested to see how. I mean, if there's any, if there's any connection between them starting to live stream or look for live stream opportunities and capabilities, and then the Netflix gaming platform. I know, they've been trying to do that stuff. Apple, they tried to do it. You know what I'm saying? At least from the gaming platform standpoint,
they didn't try.
They tried.
They have Apple Arcade. It's just mobile.
Oh yeah, they do.
You're right.
Try. It's mobile. It's mobile. It's mobile. You're correct. You're correct. I'm thinking about Google. I'm thinking about Google Stadia. I forgot. I'm thinking about them. Yeah. My bad. They flopped. They was different. You know what I'm saying? That's something else.
My brother on his Apple TV plays 2K with like PS4 controllers. It's mobile 2K, but it's 2K, and it works for him because he is not a gamer, but he's a basketball fan. So he's like, yo, let me bust you as a 2K, and this shit's running at 30 frames with crazy input lag. I promise you, it's not that good. But he's having fun, and because I'm playing a game with my brother, and I'm like, sure, bro, we'll play 2K. Yeah. Everybody looks. The voice lines are all the same. It's funny for me, but it works, and there's a lot of other games on it too. So I will say that Apple has made something. They didn't lie. It's there. It's just not what you think.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. They got that pixelated Clark Kellogg, and for 3.
No, it is.
I'm about to say, that's wild. That's tough. That's tough, bro. That is tough. But yeah, that's wild. Netflix. I don't know exactly where they're gonna go from here, but I feel like they're trying to drop something. They're trying to drop some type of play to save some face and hit a corner. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Okay, man. Get into a bit juicier news. I know this might be a little bit divisive, but we got to talk about it still. According to some sources and informants across the land, it was reported that there were several Silent Hill projects in the works. More specifically, a Silent Hill 2 remake from the Bloober team, a smaller Silent Hill episodic series from Annapurna Interactive, and a new mainline Silent Hill game. Now, when approached with this information, Bloober team CEO Piotr Babieno said he can't comment on the remake rumors, but excitedly will make an announcement on upcoming projects soon. So, I mean, Silent Hills. I think we talked about PT. We talked about like some of that stuff last time, as well with some like the text messages and like those leaks that might have came out and like where there's smoke, there's fire. Kind of a bit of double down this week. We heard more about Silent Hills and. Somebody didn't. He don't want to speak on it. So I mean, what's going on with Silent Hill, man?
If it's not Hideo Kojima, y'all got it. Like y'all can keep it. Honestly, the remakes, that's probably true. They might make a collection or something. Hopefully Konami comes out with like a Metal Gear collection on PC because I would love to buy that. That is a game that would definitely get my money. Konami, so go ahead and get on that, like a full collection, because they made a Metal Gear collection on PS3, and it literally came with like every game from like Metal Gear 1 that was like on the Commodore 64 to Metal Gear Solid 4. And if they dropped all of them in one collection, I cop it on PC right now. If they dropped it, I don't give a fuck how much it is. Now, new shit that is Hideo Kojima's bread and butter from y'all. Y'all got it. Like y'all, that's you. That's you. That's all you, bro. You can keep that. Y'all can keep that. Episodic. That doesn't sound bad. Like a Telltale Silent Hill kind of game. I think I'd be more inclined to that. And like I think if they're gonna release I think they should do remake, episodic, then main game, because it would warm people up, because it's like, yo, this franchise has been dead for a long ass time. Here's why you loved it. Here is a taste of what can be, and here is the final product. I think would be the best way for them to do it, but I can't think of the last time I've seen like is a Konami title in general outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, but it's an online card game.
It's been a minute, but yeah, I will double down and say that I had to double check the slate, but the episodic one from Annapurna Interactive sounds good because they made Outer Wilds, they made Journey. I'm about to say they made what's it called?
Outer Wilds nuts.
What? I'm about to say they made 12 minutes. I'm about to say people were talking about that nonstop. That game is nuts. Yeah. Yeah, they made, and then they're making that one cat game Stray. So I think they have a good track record. Honestly, I think they have a good little slate on them. You know what I'm saying? They got a good little set of experience. You know what I'm saying? Stray not out yet, but I'm still kind of, that's a classic, bro. I don't give a fuck none of y'all say, bro. Stray gonna be a classic. Anyways, nah, but seriously though, I think they actually do really well with how they, interpret games artistically. You know what I'm saying? At least in the aesthetic format. So I mean, them coming with the Silent Hill, it could be a really different take on on the episodic front. So it could be fire, bro. It could be really fire. That's cool. Silent Hill 2 remake. I feel like there's not much to reinterpret. You know what I mean? Like in terms of the plot and whatever. Just keep the plot points, all that stuff, majorly the same. Just touch up some things here and there. You know what I'm saying? Modernize some of the gameplay. Make sure it looks really, really dope. A new Silent Hills. Yeah, it's gonna look weird without Hideo, man. It's gonna look weird. I don't know how to feel exactly without Kojima, on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will say this: given the track record of Konami without Kojima, I'm in agreement. Keep that. Yeah. Keep that in your pocket. Don't take it out for any circumstances. Just put it in your back pocket, sit in the car, drive that way. That's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in full agreement with Wen that I don't think it would hit the same exactly, but I am down to give it a chance because it's been so long since we had any Silent Hill experience. I remember sitting down years ago watching my brother play Silent Hills 2, and I was about to say I got a chance to play something. I was scared shitless, and it was a good time. Yeah. But I think the gap has been so long that I would at least be willing to see what they work with. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to see what comes out of it. A trailer or something like that, more information. Cool. I feel like the weight of the game series itself and the weight of the franchise has warranted me to at least give it a look, even without Kojima. Now, I will heavily not consider it because Kojima's not a part of it, but I will give it a little bit of credence to look at it. Just a little bit to look. You know what I'm saying? Because of the series itself. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like we'll see something this June. I think we will hear something about it. You know what I'm saying? Either June or 100% December, given the weight of this rumor, some of the corroboration, and, the CEO's like, we got stuff coming, but we don't want to tell y'all yet. I really feel like we're going to hear something this year about it. We will hear at least one or multiple of these projects. We will hear some news about Silent Hill making a return. That's me. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Okay, switching gears into the trailer trove, man. Of course, this is a segment talk about a lot of different media in terms of watching media, you know what I'm saying? Anime, films, and comics, all that other stuff, shows and whatnot. We got a couple topics today, man. So let's talk about it. Gotham Knights, we talked about it in the last podcast in terms of the game, but the TV series on the CW is coming, and we got a poster and a bit more information on what the show might bring in 2023. So alongside a new visual, we got some word of the main characters in the frame. That would be Turner Hayes / Robin, Harper Rose / Bluebird, Duella Dent, Carrie Kelly / Batgirl or Batwoman, and a couple of more characters here and there. So I am slightly confused as there's no Nightwing, there's no Jason Todd. They're all like super, the teenagers. So I don't know exactly how everything fits just yet, but it's looking different. How you feel?
I thought when we found out that the CW never made any money, I thought they were done.
I thought they were gone. I thought they were gone.
Like, why they never made any money? Why are they still making shows? Like, you guys, like, it's at this point I'm gonna call the FBI because there's no way this isn't money laundering, because there's no way Y'all are making bad shows and are continuously greenlighting bad shows. I just don't understand. Truthfully. Like, why? Who's giving the CW this money? They didn't make a profit ever. So where are they getting this money from?
Facts. I assume, you know what I'm saying, like it's an underground drug operation. I'm gonna be honest
There's
here.
no way it's not.
I honestly think the CW's been it's a front. It's a front. It's a dummy. It's a dummy corporation, bro. It's a dummy. It has to be. Somebody has been selling black tar heroin in the United States for damn near 20 years, and it's the CW's fault. They're making this happen. Their airtime is like distracting people, you know what I'm saying, in max security prisons to get them in and out so they can sell black tar heroin at certain hot points across the country during their run times, bro. I refuse to believe that people was watching Gorilla Grodd go crazy telling people make America Grodd again without any type of ulterior motive on the airwaves, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. That's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And just to speak on this poster, bro, it don't look good, bro. It don't look good. I'm gonna be honest. I had to put my announcer voice on at first, you know what I'm saying? Like actually give it the, you know what I'm saying, the fair intro, but it don't look good at all. No. At all.
It looks like
why is there no Jason Todd? Facts. Why this look like the Descendants, bro? It looked like the Descendants, that one Disney series. Deadass. Like it's crazy. Why does this get greenlit all the time at the CW? Who works there? Who works there? I need your information so I can talk, bro. Just like calmly. It deadass looks like it's just like a teen drama. I'm like, yo, you expect me to believe that these people taking up Batman's mantle and then they fighting crime like this? They gotta be in like, you know, first period at 7:45. Nigga, like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? It just doesn't look good, bro. It looks really grim. I'm not watching this shit anyways, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I already knew off the top of my head. The game, at least I get the video game, I would give at least a little bit of credence to. You know what I'm saying? At first I was super excited. Now it's like, but I'm gonna give it a chance because the story, Court Owl's fantastic. So that's that. The TV series though gets no play over here. It gets no love. I'm sorry. As soon as you affiliated with the, you know what I'm saying, with the CW, you became an op. That is what it is. Garbage, basura, refutes, trash. Damn, bro. CW, bro. How the hell? How you a whole network and I make more money than you? That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Individuals on the street be making more. Girl Scouts be chilling one cold winter day when nobody at the store. One person came in and got some Thin Mints, and they make more money than you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. CW, liquidate with whatever money you have left.
Honest, and get out the country.
Facts. We're cleaning up the streets. No more black tar heroin. I know it's you. CW. Anyways, I would say, on to the next story. So this week was actually a surprising time, as none other than show producer and comedian Mindy Kaling announced a Velma series for HBO Max. Now, the more interesting part of this is that the Scooby-Doo spinoff series aims to take a more adult approach in the show. HBO Max ordered a bunch of more adult animation, projects to be ordered and come into the fray in the next couple of months and years. With that being the focus for a lot of different shows for HBO, Mindy Kaling's also stepping into a role to be the, that voice of Velma, of course. And, we might have another potential good show on our hands, man. Like, I don't know how I feel necessarily about, the twist just yet. And like, the kind of tonal change with Velma and the Scooby-Doo universe and stuff like that. What are you thinking, dog? What are you thinking about that?
Like, I don't know. Like, I thought it was cool, but I was also like, I saw it and I was just like, okay. It's cool, but it's not what I was looking for. Like, I was never like, I want an adult version of Scooby-Doo. I'm also not a huge fan of adult animated TV shows. Not because I don't think they're good or anything. They're just not my thing. It has to be really, really good. Like, I think Smiling Friends is probably one of my favorite adult TV shows right now. It used to be Rick and Morty, but like, it got annoying after a while.
Yeah.
It's like not a bad show. I'm just kind of like, once you watch enough Rick and Morty, I kind of just feel like I got the gist. I'm like, all right, cool, this is good enough for me. Will it be funny? Maybe. I'll probably watch it with Panda because she really likes Velma, so I wouldn't be against watching it. But adult animation isn't necessarily my favorite thing, to be honest. It might just be a personal preference, or it might just be that, like, I don't know. I don't see the appeal of it, but I'm happy. I think it's gonna be. I think it's probably gonna be. Honestly, I think it's gonna be good because it just seems like a funny. I think they're gonna have a lot of funny jokes in it. So I'm excited for it, but I'm also not like I'm not marking any calendar dates. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I am not. I am definitely not. You know what I'm saying, breaking appointments and all stuff like that to go watch this show 100%. But the fact that I think in terms of historically for HBO Max, they've dropped some really good animated adult series. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been actually to some of the really good. Like I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but like I need to get fully more into it. But I've seen enough clips and stuff like that to watch the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
And that one was like hilarious, so funny, bro. It was so funny, top to bottom funny. Like it was dope. And again, I think it could be a decent show. It could be a decent show. It's interesting, of course, thinking about it now, like all the adult kind of tropes, or at least the more grown thoughts you have about the Scooby-Doo universe. Like, yo, who are these weird motherfuckers just like chasing kids like this, bro? Like, who are y'all weird people? Like, there's a lot more funny jokes and funny conversations that can come out of that stuff, funny dialogue. And I feel like that could actually be a pretty decent show. So that could be a good spin off on Scooby-Doo stuff, which it could be interesting. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it.
No, for sure. I'll definitely peep it when it comes out.
For sure. All right. Speaking of anime you get tired or shows you get tired of, in more of a crossover set of news, the Rick and Morty series is set to become a full-on short, but full-on anime. Now, Adult Swim has set up the lane for Tower of God director and contributor on 2 previous Rick and Morty anime shorts, Takashi Sano, with 10 episodes being produced. How do you feel about it, man? Tower of God creator, or Tower of God director, I should say, and Rick and Morty, come on, an anime. Come on, aren't you excited, dog?
Like it doesn't hurt anybody that this is coming out, I guess. It doesn't help anybody either. Like I just I don't like this. It's like watching somebody eat like cereal with their hands. Like I can't be mad at it, but I'm not happy that it like happened. Like they're not hurting anybody, but I feel like this is just wrong.
Not my cup of tea.
Yeah, like I just feel like this is wrong in some way, shape, or form. Like I just don't like it. Sure, I guess and again, it's not the show's fault. It's more the community. But like, I remember at peak Rick and Morty height, people swore that this was like the best thing that ever happened to television ever. So it becoming an anime is only going to get worse because we're going to get some wild hot takes on Twitter. Like, Rick and Morty now has become one of my top 10 favorite animes of all time, and they're not wrong because it's their opinion of what it technically is an anime. But I gotta sit through a bunch of people saying dumb shit to me, and it's gonna.
They're so gonna do it.
When it comes out, I'm gonna make a burner so I can scream into the void about how much I hate this timeline that we're in.
Bro, they're gonna be like, it's one of the new big 3, bro. It's gonna be the new big 3,
bro. When it drops, I'm gonna find America Chavez and I'm getting out of here. There's gotta be a better timeline.
Hey, listen, just punch me as hard as you can. Let's see where we end up. Just come on.
Just go for it. You open it up, bro. I'm gonna dive through, and you close it whenever you feel it's right. Wherever I land will be better than here.
Facts. I don't want to be here, bro.
Honestly,
I don't got nothing too much to say on this, bro. I haven't even seen Tower of God, so I can't speak on the quality of the anime that was there. Isn't that one people were talking shit on it? I think people were talking shit about Tower of God anime, like the animation style.
I saw 1 episode, so I can't speak on it either. But I don't know if it's a bad. Like it was one of the animes that came out. Like it was like a weird time in anime where like webtoons were all getting animes. It was the same time around like God of High School also got an anime, and I watched God of High School, but I didn't watch.
God of High School was heat.
Yeah, that shit was good. She was amazing. But I didn't watch Tower of God, and I remember Panda was telling me we should watch it, and I think I watched like half an episode before we had to leave, and I wasn't against it, but again, like I don't give a fuck if you give it to Studio Ghibli. Like, I don't give a fuck who you give this to. I don't want it. Like,
it's Rick and Morty. It's Rick and Morty.
It's not what I want.
Facts. No, you're not wrong.
Sure, like whatever.
I literally haven't finished season 4, season 5. The one that got split up into 2 parts. I just didn't watch it because I was like, yeah, it took too long, bro. It took too long for me.
I
I gotta
got
go back and watch it, but
the one I remember was Pickle Rick. Like that season, I think I finished that season, and then after that, I was like, okay,
oh dang,
cool.
oh
I'm like, this is fine. I felt like, and then like
mm,
it just got annoying. Like after the Szechuan shit happened, I was like, your community is fucking disgusting. I actually hate
yeah,
everything about this, and I don't even want to participate in this anymore because I just feel like at one point this is gonna become a cult, and a lot of people are gonna drink Kool-Aid that they made at
bro.
home.
I wasn't even yeah, I don't even think I was in the country for that when the
I
Szechuan
was.
sauce dropped, and niggas was. Oh my goodness. Do you remember the video of this one dude in the middle of a store? He was like, "I'm Pickle Rick,"
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
I was like, "Yo, y'all really like y'all really showing y'all true colors of some weirdos, bro. That's
Bro,
crazy, dog. That's
I
wild."
I showed up to McDonald's because the thing is like I thought it was gonna be something chill. So I was like, they were
Mm,
like, yo, we're doing Szechuan sauce, right? And I was like, all right, cool. Looked up the closest McDonald's. Me and my boy went out there.
mm,
We get there, bro. Line was like out the door.
mad
I
long.
was like, fuck it, bro. We drove because I was in college and the McDonald's was like 20 minutes away. I was like, we drove out here. We
Mm,
might as well. Stood in line. It wasn't actually as long as we thought it was, but they
it
didn't
was that
have it
worth
because
it.
it was very select few places that had it, and two,
Mm,
I was just like, I don't even really like McDonald's. Like, like it was just everybody was there and
yeah.
everybody was being like annoying, and it was just like, man, I kind of hate this.
Mm,
And then I saw like what was going on in other places, and I was like, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good
This
off this.
ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it, bro. I about to say, yeah, nah, I feel that, dog. I feel that. I didn't really get any of like that stuff. I missed the craze, and I seen everything dropping on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, y'all are weird, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all are big weird. I
Yeah.
need y'all to relax. You know what I'm saying? Like you're having a breakdown in the middle of a McDonald's, bro. Like, hey yo, relax.
Yeah.
Get some sweet and sour. Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
dog. Smooth. But yeah, that's enough of that shit. On to the last story of the trailer trove. Something, you know what I'm saying, a little bit more upbeat, I think. You know, we got a trailer after a long wait, an updated trailer for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, showing off Jennifer Walters, you know what I'm saying, doing her work, doing her damn thing. A whole host of characters, both familiar and old, and a lot more, with the Twitter timeline promptly bringing up their muscle mommy fixations. Needless to say, it caught a lot of attention. So, I mean, She-Hulk was dropping a 9-episode run starting on August 17th on Disney Plus. How do you feel about what you saw for She-Hulk?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cute idea. I mean, like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, cool. We got this show. I'm happy to see where they go with it. She-Hulk is more of a show that's like, I wanted this more than like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, this is a show that
Mm,
this is a story that I feel like would thrive better in a TV show.
absolutely.
And doesn't need like its own movie, and it could easily be
Mm,
pulled into the movies if need be, kind of thing.
mm,
I prefer more of these things. Like, I don't think Hawkeye needed his own show. He has movies. He has multiple movies
mm,
where he's in. We know who he is. Um, so like I am more open to these kind of Marvel TV shows than anything else. So like I'll definitely I'll give it a watch. I watched all of Moon Knight with Chaz.
mm.
And that show was really, really good. So like
Fact.
I'm open to watching She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the tonal switch. Again, the kind of stuff that She-Hulk deal with. It's a little bit more comedic. It's a little bit sometimes more lighthearted and stuff like that. Just like the tone is different. The tone is different than you typical. You know what I'm saying? It's all action laden and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. It's a different tone of pace. So I feel like the TV format, the episodic format, is the best format for it. I said
Yeah.
format a lot in that statement. Shut the fuck up. But basically, with this 9-episode run, I feel like her role and her coming into this again, when you see with the trailer, like she's gonna be, probably representing a lot more superheroes and getting into that lane, which makes sense. And I feel like the 9 episodes will also kind of highlight a lot of different sections of Marvel that we haven't seen yet, or we have little hints of. Like we saw Abomination in the trailer, and I'm pretty sure that's where Wong and him went after they was fighting in Shang-Chi. Like, so they did their thing and they ended up in that facility and stuff like that. So maybe you'll get glimpses of a lot of different people in those episodes, and it's kind of like hopping from place to place as this overarching story of, oh, she's trying to cope with her family DNA and her actually being able to turn into a Hulk, like kind of coming to grips with that stuff and accepting that, listen, that's a part of her now and stuff like that, like a little coming of age type of story, I guess, in quote unquote. But it looks hilarious. You know what I'm saying? It looks actually like pretty funny. A lot of stuff like would be cool in there. I would like, what I'm saying, a nice little, you could sprinkle a little Daredevil somewhere around there, what I'm saying, say what's up, make Matt pop his head in and stuff like that one time. That'd be nice. As many cameos, what I'm saying, is pretty, as manageable. I say keep it manageable, because I feel like you're going to get one every episode, because she's going to, I would assume I don't want to say format now. The pacing would be, hey, every episode it's a kind of a new case she takes on, or it's mostly different cases that she gets to deal with, or a rotating, assortment of them. Yeah. And you'll see new characters from that. We saw a couple of different people. We saw Titania. We saw Frogman, which I had no idea who the hell that guy was. I knew about to say Titania, of course. Hulk is there. His arm's healed. So I don't even know how they got that man out of there. His arm's back to normal. That, and just coming to grips, like, she might be the source of what I'm saying, a lot of different thoughts about muscle-bound women. Shouts to y'all, bro. Y'all are absolutely. No, I couldn't hold that with a straight face. Yeah, bro, that might be the source of a lot of current conceptions right now. I would say current thoughts that people are having on the timeline. She-Hulk might be the source. This might be her fault. She was carrying that man straight in, bro. I was like, me and who, honestly, bro. Like, I just.
Yeah, it was mad funny. I'm definitely more inclined to watch it. I'm excited to see it, because I think it's a good story, and it's one that you could pull off. But I don't even think really necessarily that much CGI, because She-Hulk isn't like the Hulk, who is like the size of a building. She's just more like a taller, stronger woman.
Yeah, literally. And I feel like they even toned down a bit more of the muscularness. I don't know why. Like, you could have kept more muscular in, because I'm like, that's her character. That's part of like her look. But it's whatever design of Marvel and blah blah blah. Some of the CGI looks a little bit rough, but it's also like May, and the show comes out in August, so like there's a bunch of work to still be done and polished for the trailers. So I'm not putting too much credence on it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I know I see people getting up and I was like, oh, the CGI is bad. Look what happened when Paramount had it. Yo, shut the fuck up. It's only May. Like, we have literally several months until the project is officially dropping in August. So they have until then to make their final edits, make their final cuts, do their work, and really tidy it up. So shut the fuck up, strap in, go watch Thor in the meantime, and wait for this to drop. Because I think it's gonna be actually a really good show. Honestly, like I say, it's upper expectations. I expect this to break into like my top. Honestly, probably like top four projects, top 4 MCU shows, I would say.
Interesting.
I think it has the potential to, because I like Hulk is one of my favorite characters in my privacy. I looked into She-Hulk and stuff like that. So I enjoy the stuff that, and the subject matter that she gets around to, what I'm saying? Like, just as a character and the cast that gets involved with her. So, I think it might actually be a really, really solid show, and it could introduce to a lot of stuff. Like, it could actually be a meaningful segue for a lot of different things, and it would make sense instead of shoehorning a lot of different cameos and other stuff in like other shows may have been. It could be an effective vehicle for like a lot of street level people and other characters that we might see in a couple projects coming forward.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she would be a perfect, like, if there's any Marvel TV show that I think should get a second season, it hasn't even come out yet, but it's She-Hulk. Or like shows like She-Hulk, Daredevil, like things like that make sense.
Loki.
Yeah, like something that isn't, hey, we're going to just string things together in a simple way. Like, even Loki, I like the idea. If it got a second season, I wouldn't be mad at it, but that, to me, that's more of like a limited series. Like, giving it another series to move shit forward, yes. But like, this could be something along the lines of like, not like a sitcom, but like oh, here comes She-Hulk's adventures, and you're checking in with smaller shit. Like, there's an episode where maybe she runs into like Spider-Man, like runs into Tom Holland's character, like smaller shit where it's like, I want to know what happened to blah blah blah, but we don't need a full movie about it, or we don't need a full whatever. Like, I want to check in on Luke Cage real quick, and it's like, cool, he's right here. I'm going to his bar to help it from getting foreclosed or whatever. Something small,
Yeah, and it's a very meaningful and logical liaison to a lot of different characters. That's I feel like that's what we're agreeing on right now. It's like, it makes sense to have that waypoint to see as many different characters as you can without them getting their own project. You have to waste so much money on them having a solo project and this, that, and third. Bro, just put them in the She-Hulk series. You can go see them. They can have their cameo that way. So when they'll appear in bigger projects and have their cameos, you don't have to do a whole X story or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do a whole different spiel for them. They're already present. You've already seen it before. So it's a good segue, and I think it will be a good series in its own right. So I think there's a lot of good potential coming.
I agree with you.
Facts. And I'm about to say, people try to quell your horniness in the meantime. Quell your horniness. Thank you very much. I'm about to say people is in. I'm about to say I might be included in that, but that's beside the point. Anyways, that's enough for the trailer trope today. I'm about to say enough. Let's move on to some other topics, man. So we had the 505 Games conference at the top of the week. I thought it was gonna be really like packed out. It was not, and almost.
Oh my god, I forgot about it. I totally did not know it happened.
Yeah, I did not either until Wednesday. I had no clue. But you know, there was a couple of games that got showed off, but the main one was something called the Miasma Chronicles. Now, I'm about to say with that is the creative team the creative team behind Mutant Year Zero. This game is like a tactical craft adventure in like a post-apocalyptic world, and you're fighting an entity known as the Miasma. So looked pretty interesting. Got a quick announcement trailer. It's gonna be coming, to PS5. Like they were like staring. It's like this boy and this robot. This guy looked like kind of like a bootleg Cal Kestis. I don't want to say bootleg, but still he was kind of there. But him and his robot kind of fighting this dark thing. I assume is like one of the Miasma, and it kind of looks like technomancery. You know, like a little bit different. I'm curious to see how the gameplay goes, but I mean, thoughts on all this?
I saw it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You said, let me find the phrase, tactical craft adventure. That doesn't sound like a genre, but okay.
Oh my goodness, I minced my words.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I got it from the description. Beautifully crafted tactical adventure. So it's just a tactical adventure.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was like, what is how do you tactically craft something?
Yeah, I mean you can, but not like in the genre, nigga. My bad.
You're fine.
Hey, listen, we're keeping this bitch rolling, all right?
It happens. I'm interested in the world. Like, it looks interesting. Like, it for sure looks interesting, but again, it's a cinematic trailer. Like, cinematic trailers are like your dad telling you, like, let's go to Toys R Us. Like, we're gonna go to Toys R Us. It's like, I'll believe it when we get there, bro. Like, this is cute. Like, I would love to get hype and excited, but when you don't take me, I'm gonna be tight, bro. So like, I'd rather be proven wrong. It looks cool. It's giving very much boy and his droid, which isn't a bad thing. I didn't see no gameplay. The setting looks interesting. The designs look interesting. I gotta see the game though. Like, I gotta see what we're working with here.
Yeah. Show me the Carfax, and that's all I gotta say about that. That's literally all I have to say, bro. That is what it is, man. But it looks decent though. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bal Bestis. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him out there. He doing his thing. Okay, moving forward a little bit, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Fall Guys dropped the news this week, y'all. Come on, biggest news of the week, everybody. The 6-foot beanbag people are going to be a part of a free-to-play game. So yeah, man, listen, Fall Guys going free to play. Alongside announcing a level editor for people to get their hands on and customize their hardest tracks, is going to be coming to Xbox and Switch as well, with cross-play, cross-progression, new levels, costumes, and more on June 21st. How do you feel about that, man? What's going on?
I say this, and I'll say this until the day I die. Crossplay should be, if you want crossplay in your games, it should have been there from the beginning, because you're only hurting yourself by waiting too long. Shout outs to Guilty Gear Strive, where I can only find fights if it's 9 o'clock at night on a weekend or something. Like, there's the community. You should never really fragment your community in a multiplayer game. You're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot. I understand it makes development way easier, but when you're a game like Fall Guys, that we all notoriously know for taking over our timeline and our lives for a hot month, I want to say 1 month, maybe 2 at the most. At the most 2 months.
Mm.
and then fizzling out when Among Us came through and just fucking smacked the shit out of it because it was
ate his lunch plate.
yeah,
That's
a
crazy.
free to play game that came through. Like you see what I'm saying? Is like when Among Us took over, they should have been heavily considering free to play. What they should have did was like drop 2 or 3 seasons in the paid model, because that would have been like the $20 you spent. It's like you got 3 battle passes for free, and then go free to play, bro. Because they should have been did this. I feel like they're like, I don't remember. I think this game came out in 2020. It's 2022. They're like a year late with this. They should have went free to play last year. Will it bring more people? That level editor might, because that was one issue I had with Fall Guys. Is once you played once you played it for a long enough time, you kind of get. I mean, obviously they don't have an infinite number of levels, but you kind of get tired of the same old. There'd be times where I'd be playing Fall Guys, and if I got to the level where it was a hexagon fall thing, I was just like, well, I'm not winning this because I'm not a sweat, and I don't feel like spending 30 minutes like doing the short jumps or whatever to like slowly get the hexagon thing to get done. So the level editor with maybe like community levels getting brought into like the main rotation would be sick. Crossplay is going to be cool. I don't know how it's going to work with the Switch. I say this every single time they mention crossplay and Switch. I always say we'll see what it looks like with the Switch. But cross progression, crossplay, all these things are good. I just hope that it's in enough time to make the game relevant or stay relevant. But I don't even really want to say that it's still relevant, because there's only one person I know who was still repping Fall Guys, and that was Sammy. And he, till this day, will defend that game and be like, yo, that game is still good. I don't know what everybody's talking about. I'm like, bro, I don't even remember where I bought it.
I mean, I will say this. I never bought it, and never will. Never will. You know what I'm saying? At this point, listen, I will say this honestly. Cool. I feel like this game should have been free, honestly, because I mean, just having that level of content, and they had a good media run too. They had a really good media run with all the inclusions and all the collabs that they had. Like, they had really solid traction. And if it was free, even more people would have been on that wave. I think they could have extended that a lot further. And then when you added something like a level editor in there, just helps to double the shelf life, of this whole experience. So, it's better late than never. I mean, glad that they're actually doing it and going free and then adding a level editor. That's dope. For me, this kind of, I mean, for me, a little part of me is like, yo, that's kind of dope, because I like level editors. Way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how long ago this was. I used to be playing Minecraft on Xbox, and I was with there in a lobby of friends, and we'd make like little wipeout tracks and shit like that. I would literally be in there for hours, just building and stuff in creative mode, just building it out. So something like a level editor is near and dear to my heart. I like stuff like that, shit like Forge, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, building shit out. So that's dope to see in a Fall Guys format. I would love to try some tracks out, like give it a go one time. But for me, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but shout out to Fall Guys. You know what I'm saying? You're stuck in there. You're stuck in there longer than a lot of people think you would. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did your numbers, kid. You did your numbers.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I like the game, and hoping for the best.
Facts though. Oh, okay. Listen. All right. Looking back, I see Jay in the chat. I was about to say, I looked at the restream right now. Dang, this guy. That's funny. Shout out Groovy J, man. All right. So this week we got some word on some of the games that will be included in the PS Plus tiers as they relaunch their new service in June. So there was a ton of classic games. There's too many to count. There was a lot of PS upgraded PlayStation joints from all over the shop to modern titles like Red Dead Redemption 2, Miles Morales, limited time trials for Horizon Forbidden West, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, WWE 2K22, and more. But the biggest inclusion out of this news drop was that the fact that Ubisoft Plus Classics will be included in the tiers of PS Plus at no additional cost. So Ubisoft Plus, in some capacity, is now a part of the PlayStation Plus tiers. The full list has things like South Park and A Stick of Truth, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, For Honor, and more a part of this offering. So, I mean, the plot thickens a little bit. The plot thickens. What do you think about this stuff?
I think that it's funny that they put there's so many games on here that are classics that I just Legendary Fishing, cool. Sure. Zombie, classic, sure. Cool. Like I think it's It's good. Like in the long run, it's good.
Mm.
I really just need this to drop. I really just need this to drop. I don't think I can. I can't state that enough. As much as like I like speculating and looking into the games that are going to be on it, I need it to drop. I need to know what I can download. I need to know what I can not download. I'm gonna do a full in-depth review on the whole service. Um, on YouTube. Like I'm
Mm.
definitely gonna go through it and I'm gonna talk about pricing. I'm gonna talk about all that shit because I think it's. I'm a huge fan of saving money when it comes to gaming because I know how expensive the hobby can be. And I
Mm.
really want to know if they're really catering to the PC audience. So we for sure gonna be diving deep into it. Like I'm looking through some of the screenshots and the games on this list are massive on the PlayStation side. The like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, good addition to this. But when you're telling me
Mm.
Ubisoft classics, where's Splinter Cell? Where's Splinter Cell? Where is Rainbow Six Siege? Where is The Division? Where are the games that you're known for? You know, we don't even have Rayman on here. You're telling me Rayman isn't a classic? That game goes on sale for like 30 cents. Like they'll pay me money to play that game. It's an amazing game, and I'm not sitting here talking shit.
Yeah.
It's one of the best Ubisoft games they've ever made. But we don't have
Mm.
either of those two gems on this classics list. But we got Far Cry 4, I guess. And I'm a
Yeah.
Far Cry fan, and even I didn't
hella,
really like.
hella Trials games.
You know,
Hella Trials games.
Trials
I'm like, bro, that's
Fusion?
kind of wild.
Who bought
Now,
that?
I
Like who says it? Who's sitting here saying that's a classic? I need to see the full list. There's no way this is the full list. Watch Dogs 1
now
over
this
2?
this that's kind of crazy. Now the list right now that's only the first 27 titles that's dropping day one, but they said they will increase it to 50 at the end of the year. So the list has 50 games and part of Ubisoft Plus Classics, and it will increase to 50. But right now they're dropping with 27. So I don't know what additions they'll make to it. But right now it's this list. So I mean they got a couple on them. You know what I'm saying? Valhalla, there's good value for money. It's like 100 plus hours. You know what I'm saying? I say a Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon's dope, but it's only like what 12 hours.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like
they're not bad games. Like they're not bad games. Like I don't want to say Far Cry 4.
Is it the zombie U game? Oh my gosh,
what I'm
that thing is
saying.
still alive.
That's what I'm saying.
I remember that was a Wii U exclusive.
Bro.
Oh my gosh.
Bro,
That's weird.
they got the Division 1 on here, but who the fuck is playing
Who's
that?
playing Division 1?
It's a game like Destiny. Nobody's on that shit anymore. There's no point in it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. Like that's basically what I feel like. Ubisoft being on it is a great move, but if you would have told, if I would have brought you in and I'm like, yo, Ubisoft, come in, I'm dropping a crazy ass service, bro. I want you to be a part of it. And you brought me Zombie U to the table. I'm be like, yo, Ubisoft, I don't think you're serious about this merger.
Get your fucking hands off
You
me.
giving me the leftovers, baby. Come on now.
Bro,
on PlayStation.
That's crazy. And then you see EA Play dropping a whole shebang bang on top of the Game Pass, bro. That's crazy.
EA Play's busting it open for Xbox, and Ubisoft is giving crumbs. Ubisoft gave more to the Game Pass by fucking putting Rainbow Six Extinction on there than they're doing for PlayStation.
Day
you know
one.
Day one. Come on, son. Y'all playing games.
Hey, Ubisoft said, listen, man, y'all gonna have to fork up some more if you're gonna drop more of these titles, big dog. I don't know. That's crazy, bro.
Because Ubisoft's making so much money off of Uplay, right? Because they have the negotiating power. Sure.
Listen, man. Listen, Ubisoft Quartz is taking off, bro. Those NFTs are taking off right now, bro. Trust me. I promise you. All right.
Tripp bought 17 million quartz. He's really hoping that everybody else taps into it.
Man, get that shit out of here, bro. But I'm saying so far, this shit ain't standing up to Game Pass, bro. And I doubt it will unless they do some big moves, bro. It's not even the same ballpark. And I don't want to be the one to compare, but nigga, they two live service game services, nigga. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, but you have to compare because that's why they're being released.
Yeah, this is literally the exact reason. If there wasn't competition between these two, they wouldn't drop this thing. They wouldn't even announced any type of service like this, any type of rework. So it is what it is.
Yeah, honestly, you could even look at like just one of the PlayStation like eras. Like you could look at, I'd even argue that the PS1 games that they're giving me, or the PS2 games that they're giving me in the same service outweigh all of the Ubisoft games that they've given me.
Bro, not wrong, bro. Not wrong, bro. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, man. I really want to get back into it and play, you know what I'm saying? Ape Escape. Shout out to Ape Escape, but I'm not looking for Ape Escape. You know what I'm saying? IQ Intelligent Cube. You really saying I'm paying this money for IQ Intelligent Cube? Really? This is what we doing?
I
Bro.
will say this. If you're gonna keep going through that list, we not talking shit about Hot Shot Golf. Cause that shit
no. There's an exact reason why I skipped over Hot Shots Golf
Right,
because
good.
it's fire.
Right,
There's an exact reason why I skipped over that. There's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness, bro. They don't know. Hot Shots Golf is that shit. Hot Shots Golf, I know. Trust me.
I remember when Everybody Golfs came out on the PS4, and I was like, that shit looks crazy. Everybody was looking at me like a madman. I'm like, you don't know. You're ignorant, bro.
You don't peep. Facts. You haven't been enlightened to the facts, bro. To the facts of life.
You're looking at me weird, but honestly, I just feel more bad for you.
Facts. You just don't know, bro. He does not know what he's done. Facts, man. We'll see, bro. But it's looking weird, man. It's looking weird for PS Plus. You're gonna have to see about it in June, man. We're just gonna have to see about it in June.
Yeah.
All right. On to the last story of the day, and I left this last for a reason because I know certain niggas is happy. In an interview this week with Leo Edit, perpetually squinting actor Norman Reedus might have dropped a little bit of a gem for Kojima fans. So, in this interview, Reedus seems to confirm that a Death Stranding 2 is currently in production, stating that, and then the game came out, and it just won all these awards, and it was a huge thing, so we just started part 2 of that. So, in essence, you know, they were talking about Death Stranding, and, you know, he just kind of let it slip that a part 2 is coming on the way. When? How do you feel?
The thing is about me is that I knew this game was coming. I cannot express to you how good this, like, I can't express, like, I can't put it into words. Like, I can't convince you to get the game. The only way I can describe this game is, like, imagine if, I'm trying to put it into words. Like, because there's nothing really like it, in a sense. Because you have, like, world building. As far as I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have, like, the way I can describe it is, like, imagine if those trucking simulator games, or like Elite Dangerous, which is like a space simulator game. Like, imagine those games where you're delivering shit. Like, that's just like your job. You're doing it for money or whatever. Got mixed with like some horror elements in the terms of like you have to like hide from monsters and shit. And at the same time had some like, I don't want to say Animal Crossing, but like you change the world as if it was Animal Crossing. Like me going and being like, hey, I'm going to build this bridge here. Now this world that I've built has this bridge to this area. So I don't ever have to worry about crossing this river because I built this bridge. I've changed the world to make it suit me. And then like I'll go into other people's games and I'll see like instead of putting a bridge here, my boy put a bridge on the other side of this river where it was smaller or where it was wider. Like it's just such a weird experience of you seeing this destroyed world, building in it, and on top of that having to like carry all this cargo from point A to B while hiding from monsters, while using cool abilities like a zip line or cargo cannons, or even in the director's cut there's a robot that you can ride. Or even I remember there was one time I was on top of a mountain and the little cargo carrier that you have, it's like a little shopping cart that's attached to the back of you that you just like put shit on. You could put all this shit on your back and jump on it and like ride it down. I rode it down the mountain.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So like I was on top of a mountain and I was like, I need to get down there. So I was like, I just jumped on it, kicked down, and was like riding down the mountain, and it worked out in my favor. And then I tried to do it another time, and I wiped out, and all my packages got lost in the mountain, and I had to reload the save because I wasn't gonna go running around the mountain to get them. And it's just cool shit like that. Like it's just hard to explain why it's so good. And then the story, it's Kojima, so you're not gonna get it, but you're gonna enjoy the wild ride. It's like Kingdom Hearts, but instead of emotions, you're like understanding a logic in a different language. You're like, oh, you know what? This kind of makes sense. Like. This guy's character, one of the characters in the game, his connection to the afterlife is that I think it's like every 3 minutes he has a heart attack that kills him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but then after 30 seconds, he has a defibrillator on his chest that revives him.
Yeah, it brings it back.
So he dies and goes to the afterlife for 30 seconds and then comes back. So like he's like, yeah, I'm connected to the afterlife in that sense. So he's a doctor and is explaining all this, and you're sitting there like, what the fuck? Yeah, like it makes no sense. There's so many wild ass characters in the game, and it just talks about afterlife and current life, and I still don't get what the fuck I did in that whole fucking 2 years it took me to beat that game. But I cannot wait for the second one. Even the improvements from like the first one to the director's cut, it wasn't a lot, but it showed me like they understand what they're doing in this space. So I'm excited. I knew that there's going to be a second game. I just need to see the trailer. This will probably be the only cinematic trailer I'm excited for, because the cinematic trailers in this game do match up with the game itself in terms of like either the areas. It's not bar for bar, word for word, but
yeah,
you get those big set pieces, or like the trailers make sense. Like it will, or there are scenes that look just like the cinema, or close enough.
It matches
like,
up.
Yeah, like I know that if they were to make this game on a PC as like the model, the cinematic would be super close to it. But I understand that like this doesn't look as good as the cinematic because I'm playing it on a PS4 towards the end.
Got you. Yeah. I'm gonna sit there and nod like I understood. Halfway. No, I'm playing with you. I see what you're saying. Honestly, I'm still continually dismissing it, but I think at some point I will want to try it. I would want to actually give it an earnest try. You know what I'm saying? Like I've given it enough slander. I've given it enough shit. I feel like I actually would want to give it a go. You know what I'm saying? With the second one, I don't know. Don't tell me, but like, does the plot? Okay, don't spoil it. But does the plot end somewhere in a conclusive manner? Is there open to interpretation, or is there definitive like, hey, this ending ended, and we could go somewhere else, but this part ended. Like this first part, Death Stranding 1 that's a bracket.
No, like they could move on. They 100% can move on, but they could also not. And that's the biggest thing, is that like it's not like it doesn't. I don't want to say there is some conclusion to it. Like if this was the last game, if this was the only game, I would be happy with it. Maybe I would like for like some novels or something, like some expanded lore on certain things. I would love for that, but no, I don't think it does that. Because it does end in a pretty satisfying way for me. But like I could also see where people are like, nah, I need more. And if they decide to move on with a different character, or do it in the world but with a different people, I'd understand it. But if they continued Norman Reedus's character, I would also be like, I bet we back in the boots, we walking across the country. I will also point out that Death Stranding and the director's cut will be on the PlayStation streaming service, on the PlayStation Plus. So if you ever don't want to pay for the full price thing, it will be available. I'm just letting people know.
This guy, bro. Goddamn, I'm about to say UPS box advocate, bro. I'm about to say every time you walk in that game, all you hear is Willie Nelson, bro. On the road again. Like, I can't wait to get on the road again.
Oh my god, it's so good. The only issue I have, and I don't know because I haven't gotten too far into the director's cut, because all I've been doing is I'll play like one mission and like just fuck around in the photo mode because it's so good. This game and Ghost of Tsushima have amazing photo modes.
Fantastic photo mode, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my gosh.
It makes the game like, imagine Pokemon Snap was just a mode. That's how good it feels. And I'm like, damn, people paid like X amount of money for Snap, and that's all that is photo mode, where this game has that as a feature. I haven't tested this out, but I would love for them to start adding, and this is for all games in general. I think every game that has audio logs in any capacity, you should be able to listen to them while you're doing anything. Like it should be like listening to music, like, because the thing is, in the game there's music that you can like play while you're in your private quarters, or while like sometimes you can build like a little rain hut because rain in the game like hurts you. There's like a little like umbrella that will play music for you if it's leveled up. Like you could have like your own music that's played in the game on there, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, but like you can't listen to music while you walk. There's an artistic reason for that, but like audio logs, bro, if I'm walking across this game, spending hours just literally walking, let me listen to some of the backstory. Let me listen to some people talking about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me podcast it up in my game.
Yeah, I feel that.
And
I
that's
feel
not
that. You know what
just
I'm
this.
saying? Bum.
Like I was just like, that's
Yeah,
not
I feel
just
that in
this.
every game.
Yeah, like every game, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to just bump no cooldown while you want to go in a game, bro. Sometimes you need to, you know what I'm saying? Listen to some shit back and forth, bro. I feel that. I feel that, though. But yeah, I will go on record and say I'm willing to give this game a try. Honestly, I am willing to give this game a try. 100%. I was just, it still probably is a delivery simulator, but I am interested to see what else it has, like, thematically and story wise, because I feel like that seems to be the big draw that gets people, you know, involved. I mean, it's Kojima, so it's like, you know, that's kind of like the big sticking point and stuff like this. So I'm interested to see about that. And I'm interested to see how this alleged sequel will pan out and where it might end up, man. One thing I know for sure, the game's gonna be damn beautiful. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt Death Stranding 2 would definitely be a for sure gorgeous game. So you know what? Shout out to Death Stranding fans everywhere. Y'all are rejoicing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting for the full confirmation for Daddy Kojima to come out and say, hey, listen, pull up the 2, and then that's it. But yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
All 5 of us are very excited for this game. We're all buying 100 copies each. We have a group chat.
Oh my gosh, man. On the WhatsApp, man. It's getting connected. I feel that. I respect it. That's community solidarity right there, man. That's solidarity.
Every time I find somebody talk about it on the timeline, I literally geek out. I'm like, oh my god, you played Death Stranding? Like, this is so nuts.
Brethren! Like, just come on.
Thank you. I've bought it like 3 times so far. You're awesome.
Oh my gosh, man. The rare sights. But it is what it is. And with that being said, that is all I got on my notes, bro. That's literally everything I got. I had nothing else. Anything that we might have missed? Anything that might be, you know what I'm saying, slipping through the cracks this week that you saw?
I'm trying to think. Because I feel like there's something that happened, but honestly, if it was big enough, we'll probably talk about it next week. But I think that's honestly it for me as well. I don't think I really have anything to add.
Yeah, no, me neither, man. I don't got too much to add. You know what I'm saying? Just keep playing your games. Multiverses is going hard right now. I will tell you that much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that for the weekend. Yeah, I'm about to just eat food, drink this water, and chill out, bro. Like it's almost June. You know what I'm saying? Lots of big things coming from this side. Yeah, man. But yeah, before you head out, man, what's your closing notes, man? Closing notes before you get them going.
Don't overdo it on the Popeyes before a podcast, because I'm not gonna lie to you. The first half of this podcast, I was dying and being like, man, am I gonna throw up on stream? But my stomach digested it. We're moving forward.
This guy, bro. This guy.
I will clap anybody in Multiverses. That's a pretty solid statement. My gameplay is kind of crazy. It's crazy. It's just nutty.
Listen, let me go get some practice in, bro. Cause this man think he hot shit, bro. I need to come balance the scales in this hole, bro. This don't make no sense. This is wild. Yeah, I'm bringing my main Finn. I'm about to say I'm maining Finn for now before I unlock more characters. And I'm about to make it crack. I'm telling you, when I get my hands on this game, like fully, and like get into it, Finn and Arya about to go nasty. My Arya's gonna be nasty. I put that on everything. Man, oh my, that Arya's gonna be, I'm about to get on somebody's ass with that. Anyways, I'm getting excited. But yeah, my closing note is, man, drink water. Make sure you tell people you love them. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing out here. A lot of games coming. Make sure you just enjoy yourself. Stop being negative out here. You know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself a little bit. And most importantly, make sure you follow us on all platforms. First and foremost, you know what I'm saying? If you want to catch the live video version and everything on Wotaku channel, it's WOTAKU space Chi CHANNEL Wotaku channel on YouTube. Went easy on all other platforms. If you want to get in touch with his stuff and the video version of the podcast. For me, is that man Tripp on all platforms, social, and on YouTube. If you want to get in touch with me, any stuff we do on here, at No Cooldown Pod, at No Cooldown Pod. I'm gonna say it one more time like Dr. Umar, at No Cooldown Pod, to follow us for all updates on our Twitter, audio platforms, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, I'm about to say Apple Podcasts. I'm about to say Anchor. All over the place. Make sure you check out our all of our links. Rate us 5 stars. Make sure you share it around, man. We got a lot of info, a lot of game to drop on people, man. We trying to be one of them podcasts out here, and we need your help to do it. So make sure you rate us 5 stars. You get our name out there, help us out. And yeah, man, we rocking. We rocking, man. Lots of good content to go. Game, announcement season, because E3 is also, kind of dead. We still don't know the proper name for it yet, but the summer game season is almost upon us, and that means a lot more heavy, in-depth analysis, a lot of special things coming your way from the No Cooldown podcast. So make sure you stay tapped in with us, especially during the first weeks of June. You're not gonna want to miss it. There's a lot of good stuff coming. And yeah, with that being said, that's been episode 24. We've been balling like we Kobe, and we are out of there. Boom. That's it. That's it. Yeah. All right. Good shit, bro. Good shit.
GG's. Captain Trips. The mains right now are Jake the Dog, Superman, and Garnet. They're not all my mains. I'm still figuring out which one I like the most, but those are the 3 that I'm labbing. Big bruiser type.
I'm about to say I've settled on Finn Trips. I've settled on Finn for now. I want my main to be Arya Stark before we get new characters, but for now it's definitely gonna be Finn.
I was
that
playing
man is
Arya.
Actually saucy.
Arias are kind of nuts. Like it's they have an ability where they throw a dagger and then teleport to the dagger. If the dagger hits me, bro, it's nuts. Cause they threw the dagger. I didn't dodge the dagger, but I dodged the incoming attack. Like, cause they'll teleport to you. I dodged the teleport hit, but they still got me in a crazy combo, and I was like, this is disgusting. Where do I go to try and get into the alpha? You got to go to the WB Games website and sign up there.
Yeah, just look up just Google multiverses. Just Google multiverses, and then right there on top of the page, you'll say close alpha sign up. You have from now until the 27th, which is like next week Thursday. All right, no, next week Friday. Yeah. So yeah, go just literally search multiverses right there. Click on the first link, and then it'll say right there in the middle, close alpha sign up. And they'll be dropping codes in batches, so you probably could get one over this next week. Yeah, man. No. That's lit though. I want to really get into Arya. And Finn, once I master that coin drop, because he'll do it, I think it's just down Y. Either if he doesn't have enough coins, like he'll drop like basically a little coin he can teleport to or warp to. Yeah. And that might help me get out of some situations. Once I learn how to master that and not spam it, that'll be good. And I also need to figure out what his store is. Because one of his specials is like he can go into a store and pick 1 of 3 items if he has enough coins. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly that is.
You use coins to buy shit. The boots is the ability you want the most, because it makes you faster and you become so oppressive. Honestly, Finn without the store is a problem, but I fought a Finn with the store, and that man is annoying as shit. Of course, he's lightweight, so he's not a huge problem, because if you're playing like a brawl, like I'm playing huge brawlers, so like I could knock a Finn out the stage no problem, but when that motherfucker gets into combos and shit, I'm fucked. Like you gotta really be careful, because he be saucing on you.
It's nasty. It's nasty. I'm telling you, some of his combos and setups be mad crazy. I'm like, yo, it's different. He could be real different. But yeah, I mean, so can everybody. Everybody has potential. I didn't know Velma was gonna be that strong.
Velma's really strong, actually. I was playing with Ro, and the thing is funny, Ro's playing her. She didn't even know all her whole abilities and shit, and I was like.
But she was going crazy.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She was going crazy with the Velma.
And that's what I was saying. I was like, and when she started reading her ability, she's like, "Whoa! So you're telling me I can do all this?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, bro. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy."
It's spooky, bro. I definitely gotta lab it out, man. It's gonna be some fun, man. But yeah, all right, dog. Who is you ready to play?
Let's see. We're gonna throw it to. I think somebody just went live. I gotta stop doing this. Yeah, I've been messing up all of the time. I might just throw it to Mac, because he is playing multiverses.
Oh, actually, and also, I'm about to see his hour count, bro. If he's above 3, if he's above 4 hours, we on his ass. I'll say we told him. We told his ass.
We're gonna raid him to tell him to shut down his stream. That's insane.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He knew it. He knew this was gonna happen.
I don't think he's been on for that long, because I think he might be at He might have been on for as long as we've been live, because I remember.
I think that might be the case. I want to check it though.
No, for sure. But appreciate you guys for coming through. We're gonna go raid Mac. I'm probably gonna go. Probably play multiverses. I was doing like I'm gonna go take a nap, but no, I'm probably gonna go play multiverses. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, 328. 328. He's under. He's under. Okay.
So thank you guys for stopping by. I don't know when I'm gonna stream next, but we'll definitely be live on Friday for the podcast. So stay tuned. New video out, hopefully out next week. I gotta get on that, but appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Wotaku out.